Well, today we're going to talk about the horror movies. A successful horror film is characterized by several elements that contribute to its quality and ability to scare and entertain the audience. Here are some key aspects that make a good horror movie. Terrifying atmosphere. A good horror film creates an intense and chilling atmosphere that immerses viewer in the world of the film. This can be achieved through the use of effective cinematographic listening and music. Well designed scare. And scare moments where jump scare or rare wits must be well executed and synchronized with the plot to maximize the impact of the viewer. And captivating characteristics. Characters moving interesting and well development so that the audience cares about their fate. This is emotional depth to the film. A horror movie can have a variety of story types, but some common characteristics can help create an effective and terrifying plot. Here are some key elements that can contribute to a successful horror story. A supernatural or frenetic threat. Many horror films feature a supernatural threat, such as ghosts, demons, monster creatures, or paranormal events. This threat is central to generating fear in the audience. Character vulnerability characters must be vulnerable and feel threatened by the terrific force or events. This can be achieved by placing them in a harmless or disadvantaged situation. Isolation or confinement. And the story may place the characters in an isolated location, such as a haunted house, a remote forest, or spaceship, which increases their sense of isolation and the difficulty to escape.
Good afternoon, everybody. Now I'm going to talk about the horror movies. I also want to say that is one of my favorite type of movies. So I'm going to talk about to you a little bit of what does it make a good horror movie. We need to take too much things, but I think like the first of all is the terrorizing atmosphere. Of course, a great horror movie, it feels great, something intense. Do you have fear? Do you feel like if you are in the film, you know? So immerse to all the audience to the world in the film. So with this, we can achieve through the use of effective cinematographic lighting and music. Now, the well-designed scares. Of course, and not any type of scares is going to scare to the audience. So the scare moments are something just need, just like jump scares or gravity build, and almost the captivating characters. And this must be interesting in world development so that the audience cares about the fate. And this add to emotional depth to the films. Now, we are going to talk about what kind of a story should we have. Of course, we have too much type of stories in the horror area. We don't have only like the religious one. We don't only have the monsters one. We have like a huge variety. But I think the many horror films feature are supernatural trait with ghosts, demons, monsters, creatures, or paranormal events. Almost the character vulnerability. I think this is one of the most important things to the type of the story because with this we can feel the threatened by the terrifying force or event in this case. And the confinement. The story may place the characters in an isolated location, such like a haunted house, has a church, has a hospital. You know, we have like many scenarios that we can use for have a greatest. And in my personal opinion, I think like the greatest is with with the church, with the religions. But you know, in my opinion, that is the best one.
Well, my name is Francisco Alejandro. I'm going to talk about the horror styles movies. A successful story movie is characterized by several elements. One of them is making you feel horror and terror. And also, we have a lot of of aspects that we need to take account to be or feel horror on our eyes. There's a lot of elements that we take in account. For example, the first one, the terrifying atmosphere. A good horror movie creates you an intense and chilling atmosphere that immerses you into a world film. This can be achieved although using the effective cinematography, lighting, and some aspects of the actuation and the history, and some aspects that making surreal themes. And also, we have in account the well-designed scares. Scare moments, you know that the most common scares are making with jump scares that make a fearing and terrifying image that jumps with a high volume and makes you feel so horrorized and also feeling a lot of horror. And also the captain characters. Characters must be designed and will be developed so the audience cares about their fates. And this adds emotional depth to the film and also adds a lot of things like a history and the personal troubles that the character has. On the other hand, we have the horror movie that we have the horror movies can have a lot of kind of story types. Some common history makes emphasis on the religious and the religious and also the supernatural aspects like demons, monsters, and other kind of monsters. For example, the character vulnerability. A character must be vulnerable and feel treated by terrifying forces. For example, the religious one that and I mentioned before. For example, the religious one, there for me are the most terrifying because this includes the religion aspects like God and demons, and also every kind of elements like the Holy Bible. And also, we take account the isolation or confidence. The story makes a lot of characters and takes places in different times. For example, the religious takes times in the past. The modern takes account the future. For example, there's a one called the Alien Isolation that talks about of aliens, and this story takes place into the space, into the monster among us. So this is all for this presentation, and thank you so much.